Alright, how's everyone doing today? Welcome back to You Don't Know Ball. And it's something a little new, a little fresh. We're going to switch it up. We're going to do the 2023 NFL redraft, and let's get right to it. Alright, so as you can see here, we got the spreadsheet all set up. You know, pick, team, and the redraft pick we'll be making right here. The player initially drafted right here, and then the non-first guys that I'm feeling like are probably going to be good replacements for guys that I'm not feeling like taking again in the first round. Got them listed right here. You know, I got my reference. So with that said, without further ado, the Panthers are on the clock. And I don't think it's really a surprise to anybody that the first change we're making is we're going CJ Stroud. I mean, it's not hard to explain, you know. I still am high on Bryce Young. You know, a lot of people are starting to feel really low on Bryce Young. Me, myself, personally, I'm still high on Bryce Young. I think he's going to be just fine. I think the Panthers situation was just very dire. And CJ would just be a little bit more ready for the situation, right? That height, that frame. There's a lot of intangibles I still like about Bryce, but I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Let's be clear. CJ is the clear number one guy. No doubt about it. And if you're the Panthers, you wouldn't think twice about it. You'd be taking him right here at number one. And this is where we're already going to get a little crazy right off the bat. Because right here, I'm saying to myself, look, like I said, you know, people are low on him. But me, myself, and especially with the needs in these drafts, like, you can be as low on him as you want. The reality is, you know, it's a QB need league. You got to take shots on guys you think can develop long term. If you're the Texans, I think with the way the board fell to yourself here, you're still saying, right, I got to have my guy long term. I'm comfortable locking Bryce in. And I think he still has just, again, you can feel however you want about him. I still love what I saw in college. I'm still going to ride with the fact that when they can put an O-line around him, a good receiving core he has a connection with, I think the Panthers are going to be fine. It's just more of a process. He's definitely going to take a little longer to settle in, but don't give up on Bryce. I'm telling you, Bryce has still got high upside. And then at number 3, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody. We're going Will Anderson Jr. I mean, you know, the defensive rookie of the year who already played fantastic in this D'Amico Ryans defense. We don't have to think about it. Will Anderson right here on the board, number 3. And then with the Colts back on the clock here, I'm thinking, you know, we really don't have to think about this one as much either because, again, QB needy league. You love what you saw from A-Rich when you had him out there. It's just a more matter of, right, we need to keep him out there. We got to build around him. But, you know, I don't think we have to think about this much. We still got a really, really high upside quarterback who can be a game changer. We're taking him here at number 4 off the board. All right, and for the Seahawks, you know, I did think about it a little bit, but honestly, the way he played his rookie year, it would be wrong not to take him here again. I mean, it's not the biggest positional need in the world, but he filled it as good as you'd want to see someone fill it the rookie year. Came and played amazing ball. You know, great in the slot. I think if you're the Seahawks, again, I stress about it a little bit because it is the positional value, but you're taking one of the top talents off the board, and we saw already he was a great fit. So with that said, you know, we got to keep him locked in here, and I know after this pick, things are going to start switching up here. Number 6 here with the Cardinals on the clock. You know, I had to think about it for a little bit. And again, you know, positional value, not the biggest positional value in the world. But if you're the Cardinals, you still need it. And I think we're saying, right, we're not going to go the Paris Johnson route again. I think what I'm saying is, you know, letting him fall any further after he showed us how talented he was his rookie year would be criminal. I'm saying Puka Nacua kind of has to come off the board right here. I mean, he just kind of does. And I think in a redraft, he'd be going very early. He's going here to the Cardinals at number 6. I think for the Raiders here at number 7, not thinking about it too much. Again, back to just we're taking surefire talent off the board, especially when they missed like they did on their first round pick last year with Tyree Wilson, who could still develop. But initially on that value, right, swing and miss. We bring in Jalen Carter. We know we're bringing instant value to that D-line, a guy who already is one of the best at the position and has such high upside. And, you know, say what you want about the guy himself. Again, back to the tape doesn't lie. He's a guy who's going to come in and wreck the game. And if you're the Raiders, that's exactly what you need right now. And as for the Falcons, you know, this is one of those ones, again, where I'm comfortable just saying, right, we see, at least I see how talented this guy is, how talented he's going to be. And if you don't, you're just hating. I mean, come on now. He just didn't get all the reps in the world. You know, when he gets more of a full workload and that offense is producing more, Bijan Robinson is going to be electric. And I'm never normally for taking running backs this early. But again, I think given value and given how the Falcons want to play on offense, it's just, and Bijan has such high upside, and back to we already saw he fits well. It's like, I just can't take him out of there knowing that. And again, just he is one of the prospects out of last year's class where it's like, we know that he's going to translate. He did translate. Again, just a matter of getting the man more touches. He's going to be just fine. I still like him here at number 8. After giving it some thought here for the Eagles at number 9, I'm saying to myself, we got to take Brian Branch off the board. Desperately need a DB. We can play him wherever we want in that DB room. We know we're getting a guy very pro-ready who made a huge impact his rookie year. And, you know, we're sick because we couldn't take Jalen Carter again. But it is what it is, right? We're getting a guy who falls to us that we know is going to come in and immediately help us where we need impact. You got to love it if you're an Eagles fan. For the Bears here, number 10, another guy where I'm just comfortable locking in exactly who they took initially. I have no problems with Darnell Wright going again. I actually love it. I think he played really good ball his rookie year. We see a guy with humongous upside in terms of frame, and just the tape speaks for itself. Very solid all year long and improved as the year went along. I think the Bears got a good one, and we're comfortable locking in the same guy at number 10. For the Titans here at number 11, another one of these ones where, look, not the biggest need in the entire world, right? But it doesn't matter because a guy who had historic rookie year, he showed you he's going to be one of the guys at the position for a long time. The league is changing very much in a way where we can see, and I always harp on this, but the tight end position, if you have it on offense, it's really a way that you can take so much pressure off everyone else. It's like the safety plug that you essentially really need nowadays. Taking that value and saying to yourself, right, we still need to fill other positions on the O-line now that we already had before, but I think the upside here on Laporta, I do prefer over Skronsky, so I'm fine with it, and if you're a Titans fan, I think you're fine with it too. After really sitting here and thinking about it, what I'm going to say is, look, you know, obviously we want Jahmyr Gibbs back in the room, but I think for the Lions, we're thinking to ourselves, you know, we can still probably make that happen. We're not too worried about that right now. What we're all worried about is taking a guy off the board who we saw made a major impact his rookie year. Still doesn't get a lot of love league-wide, and that's just fine, because I'm going to give him some love right now. If you don't know about Kobe Turner, it's time to find out, because Kobe Turner is a guy who's going to be an absolute game wrecker soon enough. He's developing around AD. He put up great numbers his rookie year. His impact showed up every week on film, and this is a guy who's really getting to it, who was a third-round pick. He's probably going to be the biggest riser of this entire mock, and justifiably so. If you watched any Kobe Turner and you know how he performed this year, you understand completely. You know, this might be shocking to some of you guys, but I love him right here. And in terms of value we're getting across the board, I mean, call me crazy, but I actually love this. And again, like I said, you know, if we're going to go the Jahmyr Gibbs route, I think there's still a good chance we'll be able to. All right, so really after sitting here and giving this a lot of thought, for the Packers at pick 13, we're going Tuli Tuipulotu. And again, you can say whatever you want about Lucas Van Ness. I'm not saying anything negative. What I'm going to say is, though, after their first year, in my initial thoughts, I'm saying I think Tuli has the higher upside, put up way better numbers. We saw he was productive. And granted, that could also be a huge benefit of having Khalil Mack across from you. But regardless, I love what I saw his rookie year, and another guy who's rising really high here. But again, given the value of the board and the position that I think the Packers would still want to fill right here, and for now and the future, it's like I have no problem with Tuli going right here, and I think you're getting great value. So before I get to the Steelers here at pick 14, I just have to say it's funny. I don't know how I somehow left my man's Joey Porter Jr. right here off of our, you know, potential guys we think about replacements with, because he definitely is going to be sitting there for that, because the Steelers reminded me. Anyways, with the Steelers on the clock at pick 14, what I'm thinking is I'm comfortable going the same route as they did initially. You know, he played good ball towards the end of the year, and as he, you know, got acclimated, as that's what the Steelers wanted to do with him. They didn't want to just throw him into the fire right away. They want to give some time to develop, and he wasn't perfect from day one. He hasn't been all season, but I think we have a guy where we can still mold him. He has a lot of tools that I loved coming out of college, and I still like him right there to the Steelers at pick 14. All right, so I have to really think about this one for the Jets, and this one that might get some of y'all upset. I'm fine with that, man. This is really what I think right now after really looking over the board. I think if we're the Jets, we're saying, dude, we got to take DeJuan Jones off the board. I mean, this is a guy who, whether you like it or not, highest graded rookie tackle in the league last year. The measurables were so fantastic coming out. The questions were more just about him as a person, and I think he showed us, you know, as a player and a person, he's ready to go out there and dominate. He's ready to go out there and play good ball. And again, let me be clear, his tape was far from perfect. But we see the upside. We're seeing a guy who has just humongous human being size. It's very rare to come across. And a guy where if you're the Jets, we desperately got to protect Aaron Rodgers. We cannot miss on this one. And I think if we take DeJuan Jones right here, we're feeling comfortable that we made a decision that at least is going to have an immediate impact on the team in our future. So we got to lock him in right here. And then if we're the Commanders here, pick 16, I think what we're saying is, look, right, we need the quarterback. We got a guy who we saw, you know, came in, surprised a lot of people, I'll admit, myself included. But Will Levis came in, played good ball. And again, we see he's got to have that O-line around him. He's got to have weapons, which was what he was heavily lacking in Tennessee. But, you know, we bring him over here to the Commanders, right? O-line's still far from perfect, but at least we got some weapons for him. I think that he would kind of thrive here in Washington, and I like him right here to the Commanders in the middle of the draft. Start us out second half of the draft here. We got the Patriots. And if we're the Patriots here at 17, I think we're sick that Will Levis just got stolen off the board from us. So we got to think about what we're going to do to, you know, mitigate the loss right there. And if we're the Patriots right here, we're fine not going the QB route. We're going to switch it up a little bit. You know, we're going to say, look, a guy who came in, made immediate impact that rookie year. You know, another guy who didn't get really a ton of love, but played really good ball his rookie year, came in and made immediate impact, showed you he was very pro ready. And we get a guy where we desperately need a pass rusher and a run stopper on this D-line. We're getting a guy who can do both. Give me Keanu Benton right here at pick 17 to the Patriots. And then pick 18 to the Lions, I really don't have to think about this one too much right here. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs right back to where, you know, he got drafted to. Because again, Normally, I promise you guys, I really don't ever favor running back this high. But I think with the 2 fits the running backs in this draft, they showed they fit so well that they're going to actually have a very, very big impact on their team long term, that the skill set is so high. And they're versatile guys. They can affect you in the pass game, the run game. They're really effective. So with all that said, I do like Jahmyr Gibbs, but right back here to the Lions at pick 18. I think we saw that that's how they kind of want to have their offense run, is a little bit of, you have the lightning and the thunder, however you want to say, but you get my point. Where I think he is going to help this offense in a lot of different ways. More as that, yes, he's just a running back, but he has a bigger impact than that. All right, and after really giving this one some thought, I think for the Bucs right here, we're going Dalton Kincaid, right? We do really need help in the tight end room. A guy who showed he's going to come in, immediate impact, really, really good rookie season. A guy you say, wow, this guy's going to develop long term, be very productive for us, and that's exactly what we want here in the first round. So I think for the Bucs, we can't let Dalton Kincaid fall any farther. And if we're the Seahawks here at pick 20, we're going to say to ourselves, we can't let him fall any further here. A guy who just had a historic rookie playoffs, keyword, but historic. And a guy who showed us he's very pro ready, great rack guy, came in, produced much more than JSN. And JSN, who I still think improved throughout the season, but we can't draft him over Rasheed right here. We got to go Rasheed again. And we're comfortable locking him in at pick 20. And then pick 21 of the Chargers, same story, different team. We got to take a receiver, but just a different one. I think who's coming off the board next year is Zay Flowers. Not too hard to explain. Great rookie season, improved as the season went along. Yes, I know about the mistake in the playoffs. He's going to grow. He's going to get better. And again, next best receiver off the board right here in a talented receiver rookie class. But we got Zay coming off the board at pick 21. Another same story, different team right here. We got to take Jordan Addison off the board. We know what it is. And at this point, I don't have to explain too much. Same story, right? A guy who came in, produced more than the guy who was drafted in this initial position. It's just, we don't have to put too much thought into it. We got to take the guys that are producing. I think for the Vikings right here at 23, we are sick. Not only did we just lose our guy, but we lost, basically all the receivers you'd think about taking next in this position if you're me. So with that said, we're going to have to go a different route here. So what am I thinking? I think we got to go Joey Porter Jr. right here. I mean, we got to take a guy at a position we really need to fill, right? We're a little sick. We couldn't go receiver. But at the end of the day, we still got Jay Jettas, and we can still make it work. We got to take next best position value off the board. We got to hit on this pick. We know we're hitting on it with Joey Porter Jr., so we're locking him in at pick 23. All right, after giving this one a lot of thought, I think I'm landing on we're going to go with Peter Skoronski here. We need to fill out that interior of the O-line. He did fall a little bit here. But the reality situation is this is where I think you'd go around in a redraft. You still have high upside, a guy who still showed he can be one of the better guards in the league long term, right? We just still had to grow into that role, right? It just might have went a little earlier than the value, proper value might have been. But still a first round guy, no problem letting him fall right here at 24, and we had to take him off the board sooner than later. So after really thinking this one over here for the Bills at pick 25, I think we're going Tank Dell, right? An absolute burner, a guy who would have a great connection with Josh Allen. Again, coming off the injury scares us a little bit, but the reality situation is, you're the Bills, you got to fill that need so desperately. And I think you're happy with him here at pick 25. And then for the Cowboys here at pick 26, I can't let him fall any farther. Felt criminal having him fall as far, only because the injury, let me be clear, really does feel criminal having him fall as far. But I think if you're the Cowboys, you love him, you're getting him in a great spot here, where again, initially we can kind of play him on the outside in the slot. We can give him, rotate those snaps. So we give him a little bit of leeway, and we love him right here at pick 26. And then for the Jags here at pick 27, another case where, the same position, but a different player. Give me Paris Johnson right here. Had to come off the board eventually. Again, initially I think overdrafted a little bit, but still a guy that I'm comfortable saying was first round talent long term. He has to grow into the position in the NFL still, but I don't mind him here going to the Jags at pick 27. We desperately still got to fill the need, and we're comfortable with it. After really thinking this one over, I'm telling you guys, once we get to the end here, it gets really hard. But I'm going Ivan Pace Jr. Again, an undersized linebacker, let me be clear, but a guy who just surprised a ton of people. Really, really impressive rookie year. The stats, the film, they don't lie. A guy who put together a really productive rookie year against the odds. And if you're the Bengals, you need linebacker help. You're saying to yourself, given the value of the board right here, I'm comfortable taking a guy who proved he's a ball player rookie year, and we're going to get an immediate impact player. And then for the Saints right here, again, the way the board fell out, a guy who, again, let me be clear, he did leave, a fair amount to be desired this rookie season. But I do still see the upside. I am still in on him for now, where it's like, if we can make a big jump the second year, I think we're still have a guy where he fills a need, and a big need for the Saints. So we're going to go Brian Bresee again right here, and we're banking on the upside. And if the Eagles here at pick 30, we're going Jordan Battle, a guy who just really, really had a very, very impressive rookie season. Great tape, played very well in that Bengals defense, and we know with the Eagles, we desperately got to fill the DB need, however it may be, and we're feeling very comfortable getting an immediate impact player in Jordan Battle. We're locking him right here at pick 30. And then for the Chiefs here at 31, I will admit, it does feel a little criminal not having Felix and Adike Uzama, because, right, the guy they did spend their first round pick on, won a Super Bowl with him, and I want to add, give him credit where it's due, where he was forced into a role where he had to play some snaps, played well in the Super Bowl when he had to, he did his thing for sure, and I want to give him credit where it's due. But with that said, I think if we're the Chiefs and we have another opportunity at this pick, I think we're saying to ourselves, there's still a guy, a pass catcher here on the board, who just had a really, really impressive rookie season, came in, showed us great hands, great route running, and I think he fit very well in this Chiefs offense. Give me Jaden Reed right here, and I think if you're the Chiefs, you're getting fantastic value in the first round. All right, and that'll close us out of today's 2023 NFL redraft. If you enjoyed, drop a like, drop a sub. I appreciate you sticking around so much, and you have a great rest of your day.